What's up, everyone? It's day after Christmas. Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. I've been getting a lot. Seems like the videos I did like a year ago, and I know you guys get on TMW. I see it because I stalk TMW, man. I got a fucking camera in their house. Man, I'm looking at them. I lust over them. Man, especially when they talk about sugar walls and mushroom tips. It gets me all... Sorry. Check it out, guys. Getting a lot of emails on Pepsi Max and other artificially sweetened, oh so fucking delicious beverages. Fuck it. Going process with this bitch. It's my gangsta look. Get my gangsta lean on. Okay, check it. We get a lot of questions about if you can have artificial sweeteners, if they're going to cause cancer, if they're going to make you sick, give you headaches. People saying they get headaches on sucralose. Sucralose. I actually used to publish an online magazine. I'm not going to say the name because it's a competing company now. But we actually had a gentleman by the name of David Tolson. Google him. He's a genius. Brilliant young man. And actually, he's probably not as young anymore because I was only 24 when he wrote the shit. Anyway, he did a huge article back in the day about aspartame and ACE-K, acesulfame potassium, sucralose, stevia, which is natural. And the biggest offender that he can point any fingers at for being bad for you was stevia. Just because something's natural doesn't mean it's the best. I mean, stevia, guys, stevia has been shown in studies on mice and rodents. Don't get me wrong. Same with the ones showing adverse effects with aspartame and ACE-K and all those. Basically, the stuff they're saying about sucralose is just made up shit based on hypothesis, but nothing's been shown in humans. And the aspartame studies on mice were fucking injecting like 10 times their body weight in that shit. And it lowers testosterone. Stevia does. Let me tell you this. My father had diabetes, type 2 diabetes when I was a kid. I have never drank a regular soda. On accident once, the Cheesecake Factory brought me out a regular soda. And I knew right away, I'm like, holy shit, that tastes sick. When your palate's not used to the taste, it tastes different. By the way, I'd like to make a shout out to Louis Marco, a fellow Pepsi Max connoisseur. Louis Marco, guys, if you don't subscribe to his channel, do it. He loves his Pepsi Max. And he likes sex post-workout. Anyway, guys, Chris Jones, drinking aspartame, or as he calls it, aspartamine, for you hippie motherfuckers. If you're dieting, and I'm not going to reference studies, all these studies saying that drinking these things increase your appetite, I'll tell you what. And Lane Norton will back me on this. There is not a better appetite suppressant in the world that kills my cravings for sweet foods when I'm dieting than a Pepsi Max or a Diet A&W root beer or a Coke Zero. There's nothing that quenches my appetite more. I think it's the opposite. I think saying it increases appetite, even though there are studies. First of all, we're people who measure our food. We're going to be eating healthier foods. We're going to be eating whole, more satiating foods. Having people who, this insulin, oh no, it's going to spike your insulin. Who gives a fuck? At the end of the day, it's calories in versus calories out. I don't think it does, at least not a biphasic increase in insulin. You know, when you eat a carbohydrate, it's a biphasic, where it bumps it up and then it spikes again. When you, for example, but an amino acid is just an acute, where it just spikes your insulin slightly and it goes down. That does nothing in the grand scheme of things for fat loss. So what if you're fucking spiking your insulin? I'm not saying you are, but who fucking cares? At the end of the day, if you get your calorie goals, if you're on a controlled diet, it's not going to affect you. So long story short. I like artificial sweeteners. I'd have had a tumor growing out of my fucking left nut and my friggin' nose by now for the simple fact that I have done nothing but overconsume this shit since I was a kid. We had Kool-Aid in our house because every poor, or at least, not poor, but non-rich family drinks Kool-Aid. We had the grape Kool-Aid. I grew up near Inglewood, California, man. We had grape Kool-Aid. Alright? That wasn't the shit my friends had. There was no sugar in it. It was full of sweet and low, acesulfame K. My dad, that was his thing, the pink one, man, the pink. The stink and the pink. My dad? Ew. Shocker! Anyway, so, shockers. This is the shocker. Alright, so, don't fall for the hype. Don't fall for that hippie bullshit, as Chris Jones says. Enjoy the fact that you could have a sweet tasting food without adding tons and tons of calories from sugar. And if you want to go hippie on it, I'd rather have a little bit of aspartame than spike my insulin and get them their diabetes. Alright guys, so, Louis Marco, I salute you. And I salute my fellow aspartame, Chris Jones, drinking motherfuckers up in here. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy your artificially sweetened beverages. Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Man, sweetening things without any calories, you might think it's funny, but it's not a game.